YouTube, what is good? It is your boy Stimmy2 back at you again today with another Apex Legends video. And in today's video, guys, I am going to try to solve a problem some of you have, and that is trying to pick a legend that you are going to main. And this is no easy task, honestly, because there is 25 legends and they're all so unique, and it can just get confusing at times and also kind of difficult to pick that main legend. But lucky for you, I have a plentiful experience with every single legend, so I know how they all work, how they're going to benefit you, and which ones are going to benefit the playstyle that you have. And I have 5 different playstyles, and I'm going to recommend 3 different legends for you so you can try to find your main as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible. So if that piques your interest, I would really appreciate if you left a like, comment, and possibly a subscribe. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. And as always, peace. So let's start with the aggressive playstyle. These are the people who are going to push a lot of fights, want to get a lot of kills, don't really necessarily care about the win. And there are 3 legends that I think are going to be absolutely perfect for you. So let's start with one, and that is Revenant. Revenant is arguably the best aggressive legend that you could possibly pick, being that his abilities are just basically aggressive tuned, right? So his ultimate, obviously giving you that 50 shield on top of whatever shield you have, is going to make fighting against multiple opponents that much easier. And he's a movement legend, so you're going to have escapability, and that is massive for aggressive play, because when you need to remove yourself from a situation, you're going to want to do that fast and not waste much time. That way you can get right back into the fight. So Revenant is going to make that a ton easier. And another suggestion that I have for you is Pathfinder. And Pathfinder is actually my main, and I do have a more aggressive playstyle. And I've never regretted maining Pathfinder because honestly, he is just amazing, right? He is all through and through a movement legend. Obviously his grapple is insane for any type of movement play, and also his zip lines can lead to crazy rotations so you can get to the next fight that much faster. And of course he's able to scan care packages, so you are going to be able to get those high powered weapons right off rip. That way you can immediately start engaging with these squads and getting high kills. And last but not least, the third and final aggressive legend suggestion is going to be Wraith. Wraith, obviously we know a ton about her at this point. She's one of the classic aggressive play legends, and you can still not go wrong with her. Obviously her phase out is huge because you want to get out of situations fast, especially if you are fighting multiple people. And her portal is going to be amazing for being able to rotate quickly to these next fights and also save your teammates without having to insert yourself in the fight if things go bad. So those 3 legends I would highly recommend if you're an aggressive playstyle. So the next playstyle that we're going to cover is going to be the defensive players. And these are the players that like to not necessarily get into fights a lot, like to kind of hold it down in areas and try to get to the zone early and just hold it down. And these 3 legends are going to complement that playstyle perfectly. So let's start with the first one, that being Rampart. Rampart is incredible for holding down an area because of her walls. You can get these walls down fast and you can get set up, and this is incredibly crucial for being out in the open because it allows you to have cover where there is none. Also, indoors, good luck. If you run into a Rampart indoors and she's got her walls and Sheila set up, you are toast. I'm telling you guys, she's incredible for holding down position and will complement that defensive style perfectly. The next legend we are going to review in this category is going to be Catalyst. And me personally, I believe she is a hybrid legend because she also has the aggressive tendencies in her kit as well, but she is more defensive because no one holds a building down better than Catalyst. I do not care what anyone says. I'm taking Catalyst anytime to hold down an area over any other legend, straight up. And this is due to her being able to reinforce doors, have the spikes in front of them. I'm telling you, just do not push a building where there is a Catalyst, because you will regret it. I'm telling you. The next legend that we are going to cover is going to be Wattson. Wattson is a classic legend. Everyone knows about her at this point. She's incredibly useful for holding down position with her fences, and also her ultimate is going to allow no grenades or any type of projectiles to come into the area that you are trying to defend. So that is massive, because it takes away a huge advantage from the enemy and puts the advantage in your hands. If you are good enough with Wattson, you are going to find out how quickly she is good at holding down an area. So for the legends that I recommend for the informational players, one is going to be Bloodhound. And Bloodhound is a classic Apex character for getting information, and arguably the strongest information getter in the game. And reason being is because obviously he has his scans, which is total wall hacks. You're going to get a ton of information before you engage fights or any situation in general. And his ultimate is insane, because you are, one, a movement legend while you have it on, and two, you are going to have walls and just be able to spot players really easily because they are all outlined in red. That is huge for information. And also his passive, the White Raven, leads you directly to squads. So honestly, he really is the ultimate information legend, is going to help you tremendously. The next legend that I'm going to recommend to you is Vantage. And Vantage is a mix between a movement and informational legend, because her passive is going to allow you to see how many players are on a squad, how many shields they have, and what rarity of shields they are. So that is massive, especially when you are going into a fight as a third party, because you are going to have a ton of information to go off on. And on the other hand, you are going to have movement to escape situations as well. She's a great hybrid information and movement legend mix, and she will serve you great. Also, the third and final legend in the informational piece is Crypto. And Crypto arguably has the highest skill gap out of all these legends. He's very, very hard to master, but I'm telling you, whenever you do get to that point where you do master him, he is going to benefit you greatly. And when I mean greatly, I mean greatly. Like, no one truly gets information like Crypto. I'm telling you guys, take the time to learn him and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So the next playstyle that we are going to be covering is the support playstyle. And these players like to help their team as much as humanly possible during fights or any sort of engagement. And these three legends are going to complement that type of playstyle perfectly. So let's start with the first one, that being Loba. Loba is an amazing support legend because, one, you have an unlimited loot pool of ammo and whatever else for your entire team. I cannot state enough how important that is, especially in ranked play. You want to keep your team healthy, keep them with ammo, and keep them with whatever guns they need and are comfortable with. Loba takes care of that perfectly. She is also sort of a hybrid legend as well because she has movement with horror tactical. And that tactical comes in so clutch because you are able to help your team and also protect yourself in that same notion. And of course, she's able to craft banners. So it's a perfect playstyle for that legend. And next we have Gibby. Gibby is an amazing support legend as well. His bubble is crucial because you can use that as cover out in the wide open. Maybe if someone throws an ult on you, you and your team are going to be able to have cover in that situation. Also, his ultimate is amazing as well because you are able to hold off full teams, cover areas, keep people out of areas, whatever it may be. And of course, Gibby is a big guy, so he has reinforced, so he doesn't take as much damage as some of the other legends would. So you're able to stay in the fight longer and support your team as much as possible, and obviously him crafting banners. And the final legend in the support group is going to be Conduit. And she is a newcomer, but let me tell you, She is arguably the best support legend in the game, absolutely by far. Being able to heal your teammates and keep them in the fight longer is going to be massive for just playing a support role in general. Also, her ultimate is great at keeping people away from you, keeping people in certain sections, and just holding off areas in general. And her passive is great because you're going to be able to stay with your teammates as long as possible. And of course, she can craft banners as well. The final playstyle that we are going to be covering is the balanced playstyle. And these are the type of players that just want to do a little bit of everything. And I have 3 perfect suggestions for you. And starting off, we have the queen of balanced playstyle herself, and that is Bangalore. Bangalore literally covers all bases for offense, defense, and everything in between. Obviously, her smokes can have dual uses for defense or offense, and her ultimate can keep teams off your back. You can be aggressive with it, or you can just hold down an area, cut off, like whatever it may be. The ultimate is perfect for that. And her passive is going to make it so much easier to fight multiple people because you do not have to activate it on your own. It activates on its own, and that is massive. The next legend that we are going to be covering in the balanced playstyle is going to be Fuse. And Fuse is literally the perfect legend for offense and defensive capabilities. Obviously, you can be aggressive with the knuckle clusters and the nades, or you can keep people off your back by doing the same thing. It really works both ways. It's the same thing for his ultimate as well. It is incredibly effective, and you will see that as soon as you try to learn Fuse more. And the final legend in this group is Newcastle. And Newcastle, with his buffs recently, have given him the ability to play aggressive and defensive as well, because being able to go higher with the wall is going to be able to allow you to get to more vertical height and hold down positions that way with the wall. And you can also be aggressive with it by pushing towards people with it, and they will not know what to do because you have just planted a 25-foot piece of cover in their face. That scares people off. And you can also play aggressive with his mobile shield by pushing forward and not taking any damage at the same time. And you can use it defensively too by helping your teammates out. And obviously his passive for rezzing teammates with the shield is just perfect. You can 1 minute be an aggressive legend, the next minute be a support legend. Like, I'm telling you guys, it really is awesome to play with Newcastle. Take the time to learn him, get over the skill gap, and I promise it will benefit you greatly.